Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. This is a great day in Lexington. We're in beautiful Thoroughbred Park. It's Breeders' Cup Week in the horse capital of the world. And Lieutenant Governor Crit Llewellyn is here bringing us some exciting news about Town Branch Commons. Well, when the Lieutenant Governor comes to town, she crowds the winner's circle. We have with us today Senator Reggie Thomas, Representatives Susan Westrom and George Brown, and I want to thank Council members James Brown and Jake Gibbs for joining us. I also see PG Peoples out there and Craig Fravel. Craig, thank you for joining us from President of the Breeders' Cup. He is a busy fellow this week, so thank you for coming out, Craig. Robert Langley, I see others. Thank you all so much. We are so honored to have our Lieutenant Governor with us today. She is serving her 7th governor since 1974, and along the way, in addition to various appointed positions, she has also managed to squeeze in a couple of wins for state auditor. That was in 2003 and 2007. It is my great honor, great privilege to introduce Lieutenant Governor Crit Llewellyn.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor Gray. What a great time to be in Lexington with all of the excitement surrounding Breeders' Cup and all of the preparations underway. Welcome to our legislators and to our council members for also being here this morning. This is a great opportunity this week to showcase Lexington to the world, and Governor Beshear and I are so proud to be part of that. But today we're here for another exciting step forward for Lexington. We are announcing today a $3.2 million grant to advance the Town Branch Commons Trail Project. This trail is a critical link in a visionary urban trail project that will connect downtown Lexington with area neighborhoods, parks, and historic sites. The grant is being awarded through the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet from the Federal Congestion Mitigation and Air Quality, or CMAQ, program. With this funding, we take another giant stride toward the realization of a shared vision for a greenway network and linear park threading through and uniting this community. As part of that network, the Town Branch Commons Linear Park will promote alternative transportation by attracting runners, walkers, and bicyclists. It will have the added benefit of encouraging outdoor recreation and exercise, which promotes cleaner air, better public health, environmental awareness, tourism, and business. And it will be an invaluable asset for Lexington and the greater community, not just today, but for generations to come. The Town Branch Commons Midland section, which will be funded by this grant, will run about a half mile along Midland Avenue between Main and 3rd Streets, from Thoroughbred Park here to Isaac Murphy Memorial Art Garden, all in downtown Lexington. This is part of a larger 2.5-mile trail that will eventually connect 2 other segments of the Greenway, Town Branch Trail and Legacy Trail. It will serve as both a recreational focal point and a stepping-off place for visitors and residents alike to access tourism, attractions, restaurants, and downtown business areas. This project will accelerate Lexington's already considerable momentum in tourism and economic development. And projects like this one also help continue the momentum we are seeing all across the Commonwealth. The state is moving in the right direction. We're setting records and gaining national recognition in economic development. Our unemployment rate is now at 5%, down from nearly 11% at the height of the recession, and we've been below the national average for a full year. In education, our student performance has improved tremendously. Our high school graduation rate stands at 88%, the 10th highest in the nation, and we are hailed as a national leader for our successful implementation of health care reform, and that links directly to this project. To have a healthy Commonwealth, we must have clean air, and this funding helps us in working toward that goal by making walking and biking a practical alternative to short car trips. That in turn means less motor traffic, reduced emissions, cleaner air, and better health. So Mayor Gray, congratulations on the vision to move this project to reality. And with that, I would like to present this check to Mayor Jim Gray for the Town Branch Commons project.
Goodness gracious. Everybody, this crowd, this is That's a big check. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor, and please share our thanks to Governor Beshear and the First Lady, because we all know how much she is interested in this project as well. So I think it's clear that Town Branch Commons is an idea whose time has come. It has the capacity to rally our community in a shared vision of prosperity and greatness. Town Branch Commons is a path to economic development, downtown vitality, and healthy outdoor activity. It is both a bridge to our authentic history. As you know, the name was derived from the town branch of Elkhorn Creek, the historic stream along which Lexington was settled in 1775. And two, Town Branch Commons is an inflection point that will redefine our future, improving our quality of life and growing economic vitality. The Lieutenant Governor alluded to this, but we know that decades ago, people moved to where the jobs were. And we can think IBM, for example, in Lexington. Many people moved here to join IBM. But now, today, jobs go to where the people are. And people are going to cities where they can find a high quality of life, where people like to walk, they like to bike, and they like history. Town Branch Commons is also a public-private partnership. The council and I have committed $10 million in the city budget for this project, and our private fundraising campaign is underway. And we are pursuing other sources of state and federal funding, such as today's grant, which will help us get started on the Town Branch Commons Midland section. No other infrastructure we build today has the potential to still be a functional part of our community hundreds of years from now. So this project, as the Lieutenant Governor said, is about generations. It is about our children and our children's children. In addition to thanking our state leaders, today is also an opportunity to thank our local leaders in transportation. Kelly Baker, our Transportation Cabinet District 7 engineer, is here to tell us more about their involvement. Kelly. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. It's an honor for me to be here today on behalf of the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. This morning I was looking through the list of partners and supporters for this project, and the list just kept going on and on until I realized that they weren't even all on one page. So the support for this project is tremendous. I recently heard a speaker say that he would no longer devote himself to a project that he didn't feel that the people had their hearts into. And I can honestly say that the Town Branch Commons project is one that a lot of folks have their hearts put into. The reason for that is that this project encompasses most all of the things that we're looking to accomplish with the project. It improves safety for our pedestrians and for our bikes. It better links our community and ties our community together, as well as promoting economic development in this area. If you've noticed around in Lexington and other communities surrounding Lexington, we're building a lot of trails and paths and bike lanes now. We're not just building those to say that we're building them. If you notice, they're being used, and they're being used heavily. And it's a good feeling when we put a project out there that's satisfying the need and its purpose. The name of Commons is so appropriate for this project, and I understand that it got its name from tying Legacy Trail to Town Branch Trail ultimately, but truly this is a project that we all have in common and that we have interest in. I'd like to take a moment to thank Mayor Gray. I'd like to thank Governor Llewellyn for being here today, our legislators, all of our elected officials, all of the partners, and all of the supporters of this project. You're the reason that we're able to be here today to make this announcement. The Transportation Cabinet is thrilled to be a partner in these type of projects and really thrilled for the vision for a better Lexington. Thank you.
So now, there's Senator Reggie Thomas said to me, he pulled me aside and he said, now Jim, he said, I've just got to say something today. And so Reggie, come on up here, buddy.
Thank you, Mayor. And I just want to build briefly on the words that have already been expressed by Lieutenant Governor Llewellyn and Mayor Gray and Kelly. As we say in the thoroughbred industry, we are off and running. And that's why we're here today in Lexington. When you look at our state statistics and you see that we routinely rank 49th out of 50th in obesity, we need these trails. When you see that we also rank next to last in heart disease, we need these trails. These trails certainly will promote healthcare and development here in Lexington, things that are desperately needed here in Lexington and across this state. It will also promote economic development because with these trails, we see micro distilleries and micro breweries and restaurants and jobs occur. So again, I want to thank Lieutenant Governor Llewellyn, Governor Beshear for their leadership, Mayor Gray for his leadership, and say that, again, Lexington is in the lead, and we're going to win this race to make Lexington a healthier and more prosperous community. Thank you.
Now, we have an open invitation to any of our legislators who are here today. All right, Susan. And our council members too. George. Going. All right. Okay. Well, now, finally, I want to introduce Jeff Fugate, who is head of the Downtown Development Authority, is managing this project. Jeff will tell us more about how Town Branch Commons will unfold. Jeff?
All right. Well, thank you, Mayor. And like the Mayor, I'm glad to see our council members and our representatives here today. Also, I want to note Allison Langford, who's hiding in the back here with Bluegrass Community Foundation. They're a key partner leading the capital campaign on this project. A nod to Herb Miller over here in his spare time, who's chair of Commerce Lexington. I saw Steve Grossman somewhere, who in his spare time is chair of the Triangle Foundation. Renee Jackson, David, good to see you guys from the Downtown Lexington Corporation and the Y. So the Town Branch Commons is a big idea, but it's a simple one. And it's simply this. We're going to bring a ribbon of the bluegrass through the heart of Lexington in the form of trails, parks, and water. And that's what an appropriate week in the bluegrass to celebrate our landscape, right? So thank you, Lieutenant Governor, and thank you to the Governor Beshear for the initial investment in this future of Lexington. And so while the idea is simple, the undertaking is not. And that is why we've spent the last 3 years giving this idea very thorough consideration. And in the process, we have brought along some really great minds and thinking on this, both locally and nationally. We've engaged Scape Landscape Architects from New York City to help us think through the park design. Our own Strand engineers here in Lexington have helped us with the water and the infrastructure. Dan Jones from Louisville with 21st Century Parks has helped us think through the business plan for this undertaking. And finally, the Bluegrass Community Foundation has stepped up to lead the charge on raising the private capital to make this thing a reality. So with this grant, we'll move to the next stage, the next phase of this project. We flipped over the rocks, we know what we're doing now, and so we're ready to make the jump from concept to implementation. And so thank you, Lieutenant Governor, for that check. So one final note. You don't have to wait until we're all done to try it out, though. On November the 8th, Sunday afternoon between 2 and 5, we are actually going to block off the section that we will be turning into the trail along Midland Avenue, and you can bike, run, pogo stick, jog, whatever you want to do. for 3 hours on Sunday afternoon, November the 8th, as part of Second Sunday's Town Branch Water Walk. So come on down. We hope to see you then.
There you go. Thanks, Jeff. All right. Jeff, thanks very much. That brings our program to a conclusion. I want to thank everyone, all of you all, for being here today. And I want to say to the press that if y'all have any questions for us, we'll be happy to take some one-on-ones after we've completed. All right? Thank you all again so very much, Lucy. Hello there.